We've received a ton of awesome questions about the serve. Let's dive right into it so that we can get your serve cracking in no time.
William Suey asked a great question. I'm struggling with the lack of time in dropping the racket head down when I'm serving. Any tips for correcting this? Well, William, it really sounds like when you struggle with not having enough time to get the racket drop, it's probably a mismatch in the ball toss and your racket motion. What I mean by this is that your ball toss or your racket motion has to match your ball toss. So if I have a really short ball toss, but I have a really long swing, what you're gonna see is this happen. I don't have time to get the racket up and to drop. Same thing if I have like a huge ball toss and I'm just gonna be waiting and it throws off my rhythm. So you gotta really make sure it matches. And the reason why this is so important, again, to your question, is that it gives you enough time to get the racket all the way up. So I recommend, first of all, you can do an easy drill just by counting and tossing the ball. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm trying to measure how long it's gonna take my racket to get up in a natural stroke. I might swing a little faster if it was my normal serve, but still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I really wanna make sure that my toss matches that. So I wouldn't wanna go 1, 2, 3, or excuse me, I wouldn't wanna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see how there's not enough time. I really wanna make sure I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see how smooth I can have the racket drop because there's enough time. Compared to, again, if not, you can really see how I struggle to get my racket drop and have my entire motion because I just don't have enough time in a toss. So hopefully that answers your question, and make sure you have a match in your swing and your toss.
Stella wrote in and asked, can you give me a quick drill to work on kick serve basics? Stella, hitting a kick serve is all about making contact with the ball as your racket is still going upwards. And there's so much emphasis in serve instruction on reaching all the way up to make contact that it makes topspin impossible for a lot of players. And so you see players, and it's not bad advice, but you see players working on extending upwards as high as they possibly can reach. And then when they try to hit a topspin serve and they're all the way up at the top of their highest most part of their serve, it's impossible to make topspin because they've already come all the way up with their motion. So a drill I like to practice the feeling of hitting on the way up is to simply roll the ball against the palm of your hand, up and down, up and down. So that looks like this from the back. And then after a couple of rolls, go ahead and practice just rolling the ball up off the tips of your fingers. And this is just simulating contact in this kind of position as opposed to this kind of position. As long as you're making contact here, you'll never make topspin. You have to actually allow the ball to drop down a little bit lower and make contact before the racket gets all the way up to the top of your motion. So after a couple of these practice rolls, you can just simply toss, allow the ball to come down a little bit lower than you normally would, and practice hitting the ball upwards with a high arc. And so what you want to look for is a very curved, very arced ball path. You want to focus on allowing the ball to drop and fall so that as you hit, get a little more height on this one. As you hit, you want to see a really high arcing pass of the ball. And eventually you speed that up, start to add more acceleration, find the right angle with the racket face, and then you'll be making topspin. From there, it's all about accelerating fast enough to really make it jump on the other side. So practice this. I know it'll help you make more topspin.
Rock Moon Dada asked a great question. Where should I toss the ball on a serve? Well, my general answer for that is generally over your hitting arm shoulder and slightly in front. It varies. If you watch the pros, like a Del Potro might toss it a little bit further in front. Generally, everybody tosses it slightly in front of the baseline, but again, over my hitting arm shoulder. One key is to know what type of serve you're trying to hit. For my general toss I'm giving you, this would be for a flat or a slice serve where I'm tossing the ball, and you can really see how when I'm tossing here, the ball is going to land slightly in front of the baseline and gives me plenty of room and reach to come up. Now, notice exactly how you can really see it here, how my racket head is over my shoulder blade, and this is my hitting arm shoulder. This is a great toss for if I'm going to hit a flat serve like that, or if I'm going to hit a slice serve like that. Now, if you want to hit more of a kick serve, you're going to want to move that toss slightly over to your left, allowing you now to brush up on the ball. And that's a major difference if you want to hit between a flat slice and a kick serve. You have to toss the ball a little bit more over to your left, not too far, so it allows you to brush up on the ball And the difference is now letting my toss come back a little bit more, and probably I toss it maybe a tiny bit more in front. I don't want to toss it too far behind me, but by tossing a little bit further to the left, it allows me to brush up on that ball and get a kick serve. So hopefully that answers your question about where you should be tossing for what particular serve you might be using.
Hope this was super helpful to you. If you want more in depth on how to fix your serve or hit a slice serve, hit a kick serve, or any other serve related stuff, make sure to check out our other videos on YouTube or on Facebook. And also leave a question down below if you have something that you can't find so we can help you out in the next video. Thanks for watching.